younger generation. Before, we had a good framework. Those 5 universities, those 3 schools. Today, those 5 universities and those 3 schools represent 1% of our hiring. 10 years ago, 17%. What happened? We went different routes. We went for different experience, very different experience. We ended up recruiting, by the way, a lot of people outside of the tech world. Why? Because they bring different views, different understanding, and this is fundamental for a company like us to be able to serve the different countries and the different communities. Mentoring and support. We heard about it. It's very important. But this is not what we are talking about, my manager or my colleague. This is also opening to the network of organizations, NGOs, that are going to help us really bridge. And so we have a set of very strong relationship with organizations. So Women Think Next, as an example, will help you really understand from industry to industry to learn about tech. Why is it important if you are in the medical space to join Microsoft? This is something that we do. We also do help developers and researchers that are coming from big universities to bridge with the world of a Microsoft. So you become more clear on the trends of the industry, trends of what a company like Microsoft can offer. And so we have built those bridges across the world in order to make that happen. And of course, when you look at the world, because it's not only Microsoft, I'm going to pick 1 or 2. I think we talked about it, ECHO talked about it, those ERGs, those groups that are coming together as communities. You can be the Turkish ERG. You can be the LGBT ERG. They are not only just to bring people together because they have a lot of things in common. No, they are fundamental in the way they help shape the culture of Microsoft. A lot of our innovation in terms of human resources come from those ERG groups. When we started to do benefits for transgenders, it came from that. When we accelerated in a big way the same-sex marriage, same-sex couple, it all came from that. So very important to really make sure that you provide a voice to your diverse employee base. Strategically, this is fundamental if you want people to feel included. And we partner with our suppliers. Very strict rule at Microsoft. We also need to make sure that our partners share our values and our mission. And so we are very strict at who we partner with and how we partner. And so very important to include that in our strategy. And last, it's all about our mission. Our mission is what makes everybody feel they are proud to work at Microsoft. We are a global company. We serve hundreds, thousands, millions of different types of communities. We need to make sure that those communities are represented at Microsoft. The only way we will be a true global inclusive company is if everybody can feel they really, really feel good at Microsoft. And we are very transparent. I'll close with that. Very transparent. We are one of the 13 or 14 companies in the world who provide a very open reports on our diversity, but again, more important, inclusion activity at Microsoft. This is what makes the difference. Today, when we hire, we know why we hire. When people leave us, like those millennials, they are telling you one thing. I like my job? Maybe. I like the strategy of Microsoft? Yeah. You like Satya Nadella? For sure. But you know what? I don't feel included. And so, gender diversity, super important. By the way, by being very strict, we went from 22%, 24% to almost 40% in 5 years. This is a big gain. You will say, wow, this is fantastic. No, it's only fantastic if the women who join Microsoft feel totally included so that they can give their best and then progress at Microsoft. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alain. I know it was a trek to come from Haidin all the way over here, and now he has to then go back. So really, again, thank you, Alain, for your commitment to this and coming here today. Okay, last but not least for sure, this person we've been wanting to have come and speak for a few years, and we're so happy she can find the time. And so Miss Cindy Mi, founder and CEO of VIP Kids, Achieving Your Dream, my story of building a global classroom. So welcome, Cindy.
Well, good afternoon. What an incredible event. It is so different from all the Men Economy Summit. And immediately I feel energized by binding with all of you, and of course, the few supportive allies that also joins us today. I'm honored to share with you my story of building a global classroom, but most importantly, three stories of three English teachers and our mission and quest on building that global classroom to inspire and empower every child for the future. Well, the first story is myself. I was a failed student. So when I was 14 years old, I read science fiction magazines in my math class. And imagine what? My math teacher kicked me out of the classroom and said, "You are the most stupid student in the universe, and you don't deserve school." So by that moment, a little seed was planted in my mind. I thought, well, what about building a global classroom where every child can learn happily and be the best of herself? So learning English as a language has really opened that window for me. So it made me feel that I can embrace the world and get to know so much more about the planet than what I can read from any book. So I kept learning, and then when I was 17 years old, I became an English tutor. I taught those 2, 3, 4-year-old, and then I fell in love with it. So I joined my uncle as an English tutor, as a co-founder to build the first brick-and-mortar English tutoring business in Beijing in 2000. And I was the CTO. It was a fancy job. My job was to drive all the American teachers, British teachers, and Australian teachers from one location to another. Of course, Fengtai to Haidian was a very long drive, and its chief transportation officer. So that's very non-technological at all. And that's why in 2013, I started to build VIP Kid, an online immersive learning platform personalized to connect 100,000 North American teachers to 800,000 Chinese kids. And I never dreamed that can come true. When I started in 2013, the first year, I was only able to get 20 students and a few teachers. Everyone thought it's too good to be true. for the teachers, it is a job, a work that they never imagined could be possible. So I think it's probably the wildest dream of an English teacher, to build a platform for all the other teachers and students so we can learn and grow together. And my second story is about teacher Sandy, and she comes from Arizona, and she has 5 kids. She used to be teaching a local elementary school, and then she had 5 kids. So like all the moms, she can't really work full-time. She stayed home, and in a little county, she finding a job hopeless. And then she came across VIP Kid, and then she started to teaching with the platform she provides for her kids. And she thought, if 10 years ago, anyone told me to work at night and remotely and provide for my family, I would have said, that is a mission impossible. And today, she's a proud mom that has bought a new house for her family even. And I'm very happy to say that VIPK today is now serving 100,000 teachers like teacher Sandy, and 90% of them are proud moms. Winning, leadership, entrepreneurship, innovation, that's what makes life so different and make life hopeful. My third story is about teacher Li Bichun. She is from Guizhou province in a little county called Bachang village. So she said, girl at her age barely go to college, and she was lucky to go because she's met so many people that helped her along the way. So different choices from all her classmates, she went back to Bachangcun to teach in the local elementary school. She's only one teacher. No, she teaches physical education, she teaches math, and of course, she teaches English. But then she came across VIP Kid 2017, September the 2nd. She applied for her class. All the kids in the rural village, a VIP Kid teacher virtually delivered a live streaming interactive class with her students every week. And it's been going on for 3 years. And she said the kids can understand so little at the beginning, but it has inspired such bigger dreams. Kids want to become a nurse, even astronauts, and kids want to go across the Atlantic Ocean to the US and then come back and help her fellow villagers. And teacher Li Bichun said, if your dream is big enough, you can then aspire that of others. So I guess that's the 3 humble stories that I want to share with you. A failed student, but a little English teacher, a hopeless mom, but then she not only helped her family, but become 桃李满天下, as we say in Chinese saying, and a 坝场村